Hello, America. I'm your host, Ranks, and this is my co-host, Gerald.
And I'm being held against my will.
We'd like to welcome you to the
Now go!
Deadpool and Wolverine was a pretty good movie and was a well-needed win for the overall MCU, grossing over $1 billion in the box office. And with Avengers Doomsday just a little over a year from now, I thought it would be interesting to talk about a hypothetical sequel to Deadpool and Wolverine, where it could take place in the events after Secret Wars and improve on the issues from the original trilogy. So let's get ready for Deadpool and Gwenpool!
So why Gwenpool? Gwenpool has comic lines that a lot of people in the modern day can resonate well with, discussing topics of sexuality and self-discovery. She can give a lot of insight on the various characters in the MCU. If you don't know her origins, which if you don't, she's not Gwen Stacy, she's actually Gwendolyn Poole, an avid Marvel fan who gets practically isekai'd, this is how you pronounce this warrior, into the comics she reads, which gives her a reason to have all this knowledge on Marvel as a whole. So imagine this, but with an MCU twist, so it's gonna be terrible. After Secret Wars, the universes of the MCU, X-Men and Fantastic Four all merged to create Earth Prime. What is this, some sort of crisis on infinite Earths?
Shut the f*** up!
Gwenpool finds herself in the MCU in a time where she attempts to discover herself. So you can imagine how devastated she is to be paired up with, in many people's opinions, not the most obnoxious Marvel character to date. Have you seen Squirrel Girl? I can't go anywhere without seeing a squirrel and just the immediate terror going to my head of Squirrel Stampede! Hitting my brain. This guy's depressed, he's crying. What, did he just hear about Squirrel Girl coming to the MCU?
So let's talk about Deadpool. After the universe merged from Secret Wars and his help-defeating Doctor Doom, Deadpool feels more fulfilled only to figure out he sucks at being a superhero. Deadpool's entire arc in this movie is him traversing the new MCU while trying to get the public's approval, only to find out he's forced to mentor Deadpool, or Gwenpool. F me, okay. At its core, this movie's focus isn't about Deadpool, it's about Gwenpool, trying to discover herself and exploring this fresh and brand new universe. With all the arcs explained and whatnot, we can actually get to the plot of the movie! Chapter 1. I ran out of ideas.
As I mentioned earlier, Gwenpool is Kaid into the MCU. The prospect of her being in the MCU is very exciting. She visits various iconic MCU landmarks like the Baxter Building, Avengers Mansion, and the X-Mansion, until she's caught in the crossfires of a superhero fight from whichever actor that's cheap and available, Paul Rudd. Anyways, Deadpool helps Paul Rudd, stops the villain and saves Gwenpool. Gwenpool splurts MCU fourth wall which knowledge, gets the attention of Deadpool. He's intrigued by somebody with similar abilities that knows about MCU canceled post-credit scenes. And then he tries to outdo Gwenpool's knowledge with all of his knowledge, like of DCU stuff, you know, the Cavalrine. She joins him, only for the prospect that she can, too, be a superhero. Say that again.
The main villain will be MODOK. I know how ugly he looked in Quantumania, but we can still use him. After the events of Secret Wars, MODOK finds himself in the MCU. Learning of the power at his fingertips, he tries to become a supervillain, only to know he sucks at being one. Do you see the parallels? I hope you do. He finds a brand new hero under the training of Deadpool has been sighted in the streets of New York, and he finds potential to become her nemesis. Wait a second, isn't that like the Spot from Spider-Verse? Shh. But shh. We cut back to Deadpool training Gwenpool on his martial arts skills and how to be a proper mercenary. We have a montage of Gwen taking down various low-tier villains like fucking Leapfrog or something. And when the time comes, Gwen gets her own costume, which happens to be a bleached version of the traditional Deadpool costume. She makes some edits to it, and bam, we have a hopefully comic accurate Gwenpool suit. We get a shot of MODOK attacking New York and searching for the girl Deadpool. Gwenpool gets very annoyed by the label and goes to New York with Deadpool. They show up and Gwenpool kicks MODOK's pretty easily, but right before MODOK is defeated, he gets his hands on a strange Infinity Stone. MODOK teleports to God knows where. Deadpool and Gwenpool enlist the help of Professor X to find where MODOK went and how to stop him. While they're at the X-Mansion with Professor X, Gwenpool finds Yukio and Ellie, aka Negasonic Teenage Warhead, having a cute little moment. This is the moment where Gwenpool starts to question her romantic fantasies and her interest in a romantic relationship. Ellie notices her and the three have a little nice talk. Professor X tells Deadpool where MODOK is right now and the two leave. Deadpool and Gwenpool go to a diner with the promise that tomorrow they set out and defeat MODOK. Gwenpool rants about how much she misses her family and hopes that this could be used in experience so when she returns to her homeworld, she won't be as much of a mess as she usually is. To me, Gwenpool is a character that people like us can relate to. someone who struggles to find acceptance in this world because of her interest and personality, or in other words, being a geek and not being popular. Point is that Gwenpool is a character that symbolizes that, and that should be a major aspect about her in this movie.
We cut to MODOK leveling entire mountains in the Arctic with the power of an infinity stone. He creates a temple under his name, naming himself Mythos, to get themselves into the Arctic, so they swiftly steal a Quinjet from Avengers Mansion, and they start flying to the Arctic to stop Mythos. Mythos! Gwenpool's considerably anxious she might not live to get back home. She panics a bit, but Deadpool reassures her she will probably not die today. Like I said, this movie's focus isn't about Deadpool. Deadpool served as the main comedy and mentor to Gwenpool, like an annoying, crazy uncle. At least it's not like my uncle.
They get attacked by Mythos from the sky, and the hand-to-hand fight starts. During the fight, the continuity stone glitches and sends them across different mediums. Stop motion inspired by the MODOK show a while back, and animation inspired by that one gorgeous Florida animation. Gwenpool discovers her ability to travel in gutter space mid-fight and uses the continuity gem to defeat Mythos. Gwenpool hugs Deadpool and says that she'll be returning back to her home universe. She goes back home with the continuity stone and hands it directly to Kevin Feige. The end. We are going to earn so much fucking money from copying Throw Your Boy.
Oh yeah, we really are. Like, we copied the entire idea.
Look, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a perfect writer. I wanted to make this video just to get my inner fanboy out and how much Marvel means to me. Marvel to me means a lot, so to finally see it heading in a positive direction is something I'm really thankful for. I'm also thankful for, I don't know, a like. I'll die.
Do you think this whole show thing will even work, Rings? I mean, we did just copy an entire idea from somebody else. I mean, kind of like Brent Rivera and all the other YouTubers out there, you know?
I'm sure of it. But if it doesn't, who cares? We had fun doing it, right?
I guess you could say the real Rings and Gerald show were the friends we made along the way.
Shut the fuck up. Just shut up.